New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's political future is on the line as the state assembly intensifies its impeachment investigation. Lawmakers are holding a high-stakes hearing after several women accused him of sexual harassment, groping, and non-consensual touching. Cuomo is also embroiled in several other scandals. He allegedly misused state resources to write his pandemic memoir and concealed COVID-19 nursing home death numbers across the state. Earlier, we spoke to CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman about what's potentially next for Cuomo.
What we really just saw was a gathering of the people who are going to ultimately decide how to go forward with this impeachment proceeding. The fact that they took it into executive session and because of the issue of confidentiality, frankly, does not surprise me. There are things that have to do with the background and questions of procedure, as well as to what the substance of these accounts are and what kind of investigation they are going to go forward with, and what about the governor's response, which is due this Friday, the 13th. So these are procedural things that need to be ironed out, but they don't have to be ironed out in front of the public. If we can look back, because I did it with the two of you, if we can look back at the Trump impeachment trials, that one of the things that you and I saw and participated in watching with many viewers, which was the House hearings on the first impeachment issue, which was bringing forth witnesses and having them testify publicly. And at that particular time, we also learned that many of these witnesses had also spoken with the House committee privately, or at least not in the public domain. So much of this does occur behind closed doors before there is an actual trial. And your reporter earlier this morning noted that even if they go forward with impeachment itself, that we're really talking about some decision by around Labor Day, but that if there were a trial of impeachment, it really would not be too much later in the fall, perhaps November. These are things that I'm repeating from what I heard from your reporter this morning. This is a long process. One of the things that people don't like is that political processes, can I do that right? The political process of impeachment takes a long time. It is not swift and certain. In the same way that criminal trials take a long time to get to trial because investigations have to take place. Impeachment is a rather solemn event and an ultimate remedy because when you think about it, it's a political process where people in the state legislature are taking away the previous will of the people to elect someone to office. So it should be thoughtful. It should be painstaking.
You mentioned that the governor has until the end of the week to provide some sort of, I guess, counter evidence or evidence that would dispute the investigation. I'm wondering if that puts him at an advantage or a disadvantage. I mean, he knows exactly what's in the report, so he can kind of go through point for point. But that report took months to put together, and he's essentially been given, a few days to figure out a way to provide evidence that would counter it.
He's at a distinct disadvantage for many reasons. Number one is he has so little time to be able to go through allegation after allegation. There is no way to mount a defense with an investigator or group of investigators to take apart 165 pages, allegations from 11 different women. I mean, that takes a long, long time. In addition, no matter what he says, at this point in time, in terms of impeachment, all it takes is one of these accusations to have reasonable cause to believe that it happened. And that could be sexual harassment. It doesn't have to be anything criminal. But the hostile work environment, how do you defend against that and be able to present it by Friday the 13th. And what they really want from him is to present enough to them to stop the impeachment process. Because otherwise, he's giving up, he's giving forward his entire defense that he would use at trial. And no lawyer wants to do that at this stage of the game. I really believe there is no stopping this impeachment process, no matter what the governor presents on Friday the 13th, because there's not enough time to be able to show why 11 different people would be exaggerating, let alone telling falsehoods. It's just not, it's not going to happen.
Thank you very much, as always. We love having you break this stuff down for us.
I love being with you both. Thank you so much. This is a story that is going to continue on a daily basis.
Yeah, and we'll be talking to you about it, of course, on that consistent and daily basis. Thanks, Rikki.